Hi, Chief John Toom, Sioux Falls Police Department. Thanks for coming to press briefing today. I'm here today to talk about our new recruitment campaign that launched this week. It's been going since Tuesday for a couple days, but we wanted to take this press brief and kind of give some perspective and some media attention to this as it rolls out. But this started with the RFP process in late 2023. And in that process, local advertising agency Epicosity was selected to help develop and build this campaign. Since then, the creation of this campaign has been a really collaborative process with partners from our communications department, human resources, and the police department to develop it and kind of tailor it to our unique needs. Our spending on our budget on this is $100,000. And to put this in perspective, when we hire a brand new recruit, by the time you factor in training, wages, effort put into them, they're a $100,000 recruit when you factor all these things. And that's a rough estimate. And the consequence of them not either panning out or not working out, this is money that we're spending to try to develop. And so this is money that we see is very well spent to attract the best and brightest to our department and to really look within our community in particular to see people who are looking to serve their community in this way. This campaign's unique. I think what we wanted to make sure is that we highlight our own people within this campaign and not have stock footage of people to fill the roles of officers. So we selected 14 officers from our department, many different career paths, sections of the department, educational backgrounds and interests, and featured them within the campaign. So the ads you'll see are Sioux Falls police officers. And again, I think it's fun for us and unique for us because we're highlighting our own people in this campaign to attract more. Campaign messaging really really encourages viewers to answer the call, finding pride and purpose in serving the community, what we think is one of the most unique careers out there, the career of a lifetime of being a law enforcement officer. And the imagery represents officers that are just like us. You'll see kind of what we're trying to message is especially the split screen ones, is they have started somewhere else, have done different things, have answered that call, and are now pursuing a career in public safety that's rewarding and meaningful and serves an impact to their community. And we're really excited because, I'm just gonna say it, for years we of law enforcement have tried to pretend to be marketers. You'll see a lot of our things that we've tried, and again, we do our best. In law enforcement, we have to be good at a lot of different things, but it's also important that we recognize that we are limited. While I do have a business degree with marketing, I'm by no means a marketing professional. And so this is where we get to really partner with somebody who's local, like Epicosity, and with their expertise and the ads that you'll see and the digital marketing components that we can never dream to implement, that they're masters in, we can now roll out an effective campaign that'll include digital billboards, static media, online, and I think we're just kind of pushing this out there to see where else we could possibly take this and where this could go. And like I said, it kicked off this week. It'll run through the end of 2024, and as we kind of measure the success and where we're going, see which ways we need to pivot in the future. And I think what you'll see from us in the future is a continued emphasis and commitment to make sure that we're doing our part to advertise and market our community, our department, so that we can keep our staffing to where it needs to be and keep our people and our residents of our community supported by their department. Now, again, I could go into a long speech about why you should work for the Sioux Falls Police Department and all the different things that are there. And you've heard it probably from many times before, and I'll just come back to two central things. We're a community unlike any other. We have 215,000 people and growing. Our metro grows each day, but it's truly unique that we are a community that values and supports law enforcement. And again, while in many times we receive far more compliments and kind words from our community than we do detractions, I think that's what makes Sioux Falls a remarkably unique place. And the other one I'm just going to highlight is the quality of our people. The reason we used our people for this campaign is because we're very proud of who we have as employees and the work they do and the excellence that they display. And I think people ask about what's one of your observations in law enforcement. For me, it's always been when I became part of the Sioux Falls Police Department, I realized I had working with some of the finest people I'd ever met who were doing work for the right reasons in the right way, in a way to impact their community. And I think if you take that big picture view of a community that supports their law enforcement, a department that's committed to excellence and having the right people and have great people already, I think that's why we are an attractive department. And this campaign, we hope, gets people interested, maybe some people who are in different career fields, but are looking for a call or a sense of purpose maybe within their work that they feel drawn to this profession, and that's who we want to go to. And so you can visit sfpd.gov / join us and then learn more and apply, and there's some things there that you can do. We have available for you after this is done some officers if you want to talk to them who appeared in the campaign. Sam and our comms team will have some examples of the media that we're pushing out, so you can integrate that into some of your stories and go from there. But if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Chief, about how many full-time officers does the department need to hire to be fully staffed?
Sure. So we're 295 as our authorized strength. We anticipate that we'll add more FTEs in the next budget year. Currently today sit at 283.
Okay.
One of the difficulties though that we're experiencing is when we hire people, we have to get them through the training process. Currently we have over 30 recruits that are in some measure of either field training or in-house training or academy training. So really what we're trying to do is get these quality applicants in, get some people so we're successful within that training process and really work towards implementing towards getting towards our full strength. And that's what I think some of the campaign is. Throughout the country, you've seen the number of law enforcement applicants go down, and we're not immune to that. We're probably doing better than some, but still not to where we possibly could be. And we think we have a lot to sell as a department, a lot to sell as a community, so really pushing to get those numbers up.
What do you say to someone who says, well, maybe they're interested, but I don't know, I have a criminal record and I don't know if I can fit then, or like, wow, I've spent the last few years working as a dental hygienist. I don't know if I can make such a dramatic pivot. How do you respond to those hesitant thoughts?
And I think if you feel a call or an urging inside, it's worth exploring that option. I can tell you that while many people think that our ranks are full of criminal justice majors, they're not. We have some criminal justice majors. I'm a business major. We have a philosophy major, a music major, people from all different backgrounds. We have people who have proven themselves in other work fields, have carried positions of responsibility, and really what we need is people who are committed to their community, and on top of that, can think quickly, make right decisions, but also have good interpersonal skills. And I think that's a lot of people out there who fit that bill, and maybe they don't recognize that law enforcement would be an option for them. And through working with HR and our team, I think if you feel that's something that you're called to do, then ask some questions. We engage with people all the time and talk about what this process could look like and answer questions. I know for me, I wanted to be in law enforcement back in my college days. For me, talking to officers, experiencing what they're experiencing, and getting that experience is what pushed me over the edge. And then as soon as I got in a car, I knew this is exactly where I meant to be, and this is where the position for me.
Excuse me. How critical would you say it is as our city continues to grow as quickly as it is to maintain those full-time staffing numbers?
Yeah, it's very critical. We need to keep our foot on the gas, and this part of keeping our foot on the gas is spending money where we previously haven't spent money. And that's because if we look at our growth, we're adding 5,000 to 7,000 people per year as a community. Within 10 years, we'll add 50,000 to 70,000 people. We'll be knocking on the door of 300,000 people. And we're not constrained, our growth is not constrained by the suburbs, so to speak. We have a lot of developmental area within our community to grow with. So this need isn't going away. This will, the need for more officers for our department to grow will expand for years to come. And we want to start to find ways to build foundations of being aggressive and proactive. I think that includes an aggressive marketing campaign, but also continued messaging to the people, especially our young people, about what this profession can offer and what it means to be a police officer.
Is there an age that's too old to start this process?
You can consult with our HR on that one. Yeah. Dan, we'll hire you if you're looking for a change of career path. Watch some of the ads, maybe you'll be convinced. All right. So, any other questions?
Do you guys have a high turnover rate for staffing?
So what we've seen is that, and this is generational changes, and we'll just kind of talk about this. Like when I got hired, I'm a Gen Xer, right? This is my career. This is going to be my career for my entire life. Right? We've seen the different dynamics change from generation to generation, where people don't always stick with the same job and the same time frame. People tend to be more mobile in their job fields. And so we have to recognize some of that as what traditionally was people, when you'd hire them, you'd have them for the entirety of their career. Sometimes workforces change, and that's the same thing for law enforcement. We see people move from job to job. Complex issue we could really get into on a whole other side interview, but it's just people sometimes don't always have that same mindset, And so that's why we have to be able to hire and process and get people through. Part of that is that why we host an academy now in town, which I think we covered in a couple of press briefs ago, a couple of weeks ago. We have to have the ability to train people, and it's a need across law enforcement and across a lot of industries. Seeing it within teaching and even the medical field now, where people sometimes move jobs quite a bit more than they used to.
How does this new campaign take that into account in a way that, I guess, builds in succession over time?
And you'll find within it is answer the call, right? Because this is more than just a job. It's more than just a profession. For many of us, it's a calling, right? So we want to find the people who have that calling to serve in this way to their community and serve the public in this way. So rather than trying to sell you different aspects, I think that's why this campaign focuses on that. Because I've talked to numerous people who are like, yeah, I really want to do something that I feel would make a difference. Law enforcement could be that role. Again, while there's days that it may not feel like it, there's other days that you realize that you're exactly where you need to be, making impacts in ways that really very few professions can. And so that's central to this theme, central to this messaging is answer the call. And I think we're looking for people who have a calling, and that's outside of just somebody who might be a criminal justice major. Sometimes I may get in this field because that's what I picked in college. Now we're talking to potentially the guy who's been in banking, right, and isn't feeling that sense of calling in that profession, and maybe looking at law enforcement, or somebody in different diverse fields. That's for everybody. And again, I think that's what makes our department unique. Like I said, criminal justice majors to philosophy and music majors and everything in between with diverse experiences make for a really good department. You want to talk about anything else, Sam? You got anything?
I got nothing.
Okay. All right, well, we've got officers and some representatives from Epicosity here if you wish to speak with them, some members of our communications team. Again, appreciate and be happy to answer any questions that you may have after the camera turns off here, so thank you.